Hello everyone, it's Della DuLac. Today I wanted to talk to you about this beautiful New Horizons paper pack. I love this paper. It is so gorgeous. Let me show you that here a little bit. This is it's so hard to tell in the catalog because you just get this little snippet picture of the paper. It is beautiful. Let me show you some of this paper. Get a hold of this here. Love it. It is just gorgeous. This beautiful watercolored background. This is beautiful just as it is. You can add little pieces of this, portions of this, cut it up differently to your cards and then add a sentiment. You can use these with any of the scenery stamp sets that you may have, trees. I'm not going to go, in depth of all of these. You get 12 designs, you get 4 sheets of each, and then on the reverse, these beautiful, but just kind of solid, splotchy little watercolored looks you can use as well. Beautiful colors too, just super fun. This one, and let's see, these top 3 I think are my favorites. So you've got this one and this one. I just love them. Maybe this one too. All 4 of these are really nice scenery ones. So just adding a few different trees and birds and mountains. So I just wanted to show you real quick how you can cut these up. So the 6x6, you can cut them in quarters and have 4 pieces, which are 3x3 squares that you can add to your cards, and I'll show you how I did that. I just want to show you how I cut these apart. So you can cut it like that. You can cut it to fit your your standard card front, which is 4x3. 4x5 1/4, and then you would have extra little pieces that you can use. But if you really want to get the most out of your paper, cutting it like this is a great way to do that. This one also, so this is how it started, which was this one, this piece, and this one was this one. So that's how that got cut up. So this one here, if you wanted just a little bit bigger than a 3x3 square, you could do this style of cut also. So you would cut this one first, and that is 4 1/4. Sorry, this is 4 1/4. So you would cut this at 4 1/4 first. So you would have this nice little strip here, and then this piece here you would cut at 3 inches. So this is 3x4 1/4. And then you can add that to your card front, and then you'd have these little strips left over. You can either add to the inside of your card, or you can put those together on a card, which I'll show you that too. So this one here, this would be just like this one. There we go. So if I cut this piece into quarters, that's what that started out as. And then let me show you a few of the cards that I did. So for this one here, when I cut it like that, you could have a beautiful card like this, just adding a few trees and some birds, a little black mat to match, just to kind of make that pop. And then adding some trees on the inside, some birds. So, so that was this piece here. And then this one. So adding this one here, I just added a few little trees in black. Again, adding some on the inside, different sentiments, taking some scrap black. I just did kind of a scrapbooking style piece for the background. I loved actually that. And I didn't do any other stamping, so I just took that piece as it is, a little bit of black scraps, and add a sentiment. Again, with some of the little scraps that I had left over that when I cut up some of the other squares. Just gorgeous. A fun set of paper. Let me go through, let me move these over out of the way. So this one here, the one that I cut up into 3 squares here, or 4 squares. So this one, this top piece I took here, for this one, just added some fun little palm trees. Added it to, it's a very beautiful, bright, fun card. Some more palm trees on the inside and those fun birds. So they don't have to have any of that greenery. So just some of these lighter pieces, just add some so it looks like you just have a sky, fun sunset sky picture here. Same thing with this paper here. So this is how I cut this one. So these other ones were just the squares. This one here is the 3 by 4 1/4. Again, I matted that, and that fits nicely on your standard card front. Again, with some trees on the inside. This one, I love this one. All I did with this one was added the sentiment and some birds. The rest of it is the paper. Isn't that beautiful? I just love that. Added just a little strip on the inside. So this one I just did the 4 by 5 1/4 cut here, and then you had, you know, your nice little strip on the side, so you can cut it up for your inside or other cards. Now this one I took this is a larger size card, so this is the standard size. So this one here is from the Memories and More card pack. So I took the larger one, which is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So these are 6 by 6 paper. So all I did was cut off that strip here so I'd have this nice full-sized piece to work with. Add a couple of boats and some birds. And that's all I did to this one. I just colored my boat bottom just to make those pop out a little bit. And here's another boat one. So this one I'll keep, and I can use that on another card. You can either use this side or this side. So I'll use that on another card. So this one here I did, of course, on the 3 by 3 square. But when you stamp it in the black, sometimes you can see this one is a little darker, but I kind of liked it on this card, so it kind of looked a little stormy to me. But when I stamped this one, there was a lot of that blue here. So I took a white chalk marker, and I'll show you on this one here maybe. So, but you don't want to totally fill it in with your white, because you want to be careful not to completely cover up your black stamping lines. So I'm just kind of filling in just a little bit just to lighten up my sail. You can kind of see, I don't want to do too much. Like I said, I kind of liked it because it looked a little bit stormy. But just to brighten up the sail a little bit. See how I did that? I'm not completely filling it in, just, I mean, almost like an eraser. You just kind of want to cover up a little bit of that blue, just so the sail kind of pops out a little bit. So that's kind of a fun little tip there when you're stamping in black on some of these. Love these so much fun. And they all look so different. So just when you're looking at your paper and you're trying to figure out how you want to cut it, a good thing to do is you can use a ruler to decide if you want to cut it like this or like this. So just take a ruler or even just another piece of paper and just kind of cover up to see what it would look like after you cut it. And then you can look at those pieces and some of the stamps that you have and kind of figure out where you want to stamp them. Really fun. Just, there's so many fun cards. I just had a blast with all of these, coming up with some different ways to stamp and kind of follow along with some of the scenery that's already there. And then I took let me show you a couple of stamp sets that I used actually. So I used the Grassy Grove, some different, like this one here is this piece. The Mountain Air was a great one to use. You see on this one here, I used the mountains here. Most of these I'm just stamping in black. The clouds I did use a blue, this is balmy blue. Forget what color I used here, but just kind of pulling out some of the colors that are in the paper. Kind of go with that. And I used the Sailing Home. I used the palm trees from Timeless Tropic, And then I'll show you a couple of those with this stamp set. So any of your scenery stamp sets are going to really go well with this. Really fun. This one here I did on 2 different kinds of backgrounds. So this one I did on a black mat. And then this one I just took and put it on the black card base. I did a video before with these, this card pack in here. So we did, you can go back and check out that other video, but this one here is a great card and envelope pack that already has some of those colors and wash backgrounds that you can use too. So this one I just kind of paired those both together. I just took that same cut that I did over here with that 3 by 4 1/4, put that on here. I've got the 3 by 3 on this one. So all of these were from that card and envelope pack, but just really fun. This was a great one too, with the mountain air. And I did do the brown mountains, but everything else, well, I did do these in green as well, but then I did these in the black. Really fun. And then if you do some of those reversed sides that just have that fun wash background, you can use any of your dies. They don't have to be scenery stamps. They can be flowers like this one here. Of course, I got a butterfly on the inside of that one. And with this one here, isn't that really fun? I just took my overlay with the embossing, or not the embossing folder, but the die cut. So you just cut out your flowers, and then I had the strip on the inside from that paper. Really great. And this one here, I wanted to show you how to use up some of these strips that you're going to have cut left over when you cut. So then this one here, I just took 3 strips like this one. I just took 3 strips. I kind of measured, I laid all 3 of them on my card base. I just wanted just a tiny bit of a border, so I just laid all of those out. Before I glued it down, I did stamp my flowers, just in case it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it. So I laid them all together really tightly and did my stamp. And then when I was happy with the stamping, I glued it down onto my card. And then, so when you cut this little square piece off, well, it's not quite square when you cut it off, but I made it square for this one here. So using a few of those little square pieces left over, this is kind of a fun way to use those also. So I laid my little square on my paper flat, stamped the dragonflies, and then I popped them up with some dimensionals. But I wanted some of the wing to go off onto the white first. And then, of course, dragonfly on the inside. And then this one here, I did just the tops of those flowers. So really great way to use up all of this beautiful paper, some different designs for you. So much fun. Definitely check that out. You can pick up a pack of this beautiful paper on my website. You can check that out here. If you don't have a demonstrator already, I'd be happy to help you. Give me a thumbs up and comment on which cards you like, and if you have played with this paper, definitely check it out. Have a great day.